Okay, so the transfer window isn't even open, but the rumor mill, it's definitely spinning faster already. You can almost feel it.
Oh yeah, it never really stops, does it? Just goes into overdrive sometimes.
Welcome, everyone, to EPLNews.org. We're your place for all this latest football buzz. And remember, you can always read more detail on everything we talk about today over at EPLNews.org.
That's right.
So today we're going to try and, dive into this sea of transfer gossip. There's loads flying
It
around.
really is. All sorts of names, different clubs.
Exactly, from title contenders to teams maybe looking to, well, rebuild a bit. We'll try and unpack the big rumors, see what might actually happen and, what it all means.
Sounds good. It's interesting seeing the different strategies already. Some clubs going for youth, others maybe more proven players. It's fascinating.
Right, let's kick things off up in Merseyside then. Liverpool, the Sun's saying they're keen on Adam Wharton at Crystal Palace.
Ah, Wharton, yeah. The young English midfielder. He's what, 21?
That's the one. And the fee being mentioned, it's pretty hefty, 50 million, maybe even more.
Wow, okay. That's serious money for a player who, let's be honest, hasn't got tons of top-flight experience under his belt, even being an England international now.
So what makes him worth that much? What are Liverpool seeing there, do you think?
Well, first off, there's always that English player premium,
Mhm.
But Wharton himself, he's shown this real calmness in midfield. Very composed for his age,
Mm.
great on the ball, good passing range, seems to read the game really well. Maybe Liverpool, with the new manager coming in, they're looking for that kind of young energy in the middle.
So it's potential as much as current ability.
Exactly. You're paying for what he is now, sure, but also what he could become. And that potential looks pretty high.
Okay, moving on from like a rising star to maybe a more established name, Andre Onana at Manchester United.
Ah, the goalkeeper. Yeah.
Reports linking him with a move to Saudi Arabia. A club called Neom is apparently in talks.
Interesting. He only joined United last summer, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Seems like a very quick turnaround if that happens. What's going on there? Is it
Yeah.
just about the money or something else?
Could be a mix. I mean, the money in Saudi Arabia is obviously a huge draw for players. We know that.
True.
And for Onana, well, his first season at United was a bit up and down, wasn't it? Maybe a big offer in a totally different league looks appealing.
And for United, would they actually sell him after just 1 year?
Depends on the offer, I suppose. If it's a really good fee, maybe it frees up cash they need elsewhere. It would definitely raise a few eyebrows. But finances talk.
Sticking with the Premier League, another potential reunion, this time maybe at Everton?
Oh, who's involved?
David Moyes, according to The Sun, wants to bring Pama Souček from West Ham to Biddison.
Ah, Moyes and Souček. Yeah, they worked well together at West Ham, didn't they? That makes sense, actually.
What is it about Souček that Moyes would want for Everton, you reckon? What does he bring?
Well, Moyes loves players who are, physically strong, dominant in the air, great work rate. Souček ticks all those boxes.
Yeah, he does.
Plus, he scores goals from midfield, gets into the box. Everton could definitely use more goals from that area. And that manager-player relationship, knowing exactly what you're getting, that's valuable.
Okay, let's switch focus to West Ham themselves then. The Express has a story about their potential transfer plans.
Right. What's the thinking there?
Seems they might be open to selling Lucas Paqueta, the Brazilian midfielder, using that money potentially to fund other signings.
Paqueta. Okay. He's talented, no doubt, but maybe a bit inconsistent.
Possibly. But contrast that with Jared Bowen. The report says they absolutely do not want to sell him, not at any price.
Wow. Okay, that tells you a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. What's the message there?
It seems pretty pragmatic from West Ham.
Yeah.
Like Paquette could bring in a big fee, let them strengthen maybe 2 or 3 positions. Bowen, though, he's just been so goals, assists, work rate. He's probably seen as fundamental to how they play.
So sacrifice one flair player to potentially improve the overall squad balance, but keep the absolutely key man.
Something like that, yeah. It's often the way these things work. Tough decisions.
Now, over to Spain for something unexpected. Marca is suggesting Barcelona are considering a move for Julian Alvarez.
From Atletico Madrid. Wow.
Oh.
Alvarez.
Yeah, apparently as a potential long-term replacement for Robert Lewandowski, who's, getting on a bit.
But Alvarez, getting him from Atletico.
Right.
A direct rival. That sounds incredibly difficult.
That's what makes it intriguing, right? Why even float that idea?
Well, it shows Barca are thinking about the future beyond Lewandowski. They probably want someone younger, more mobile. Alvarez fits that bill, versatile, works hard. But yeah, Atletico would fight tooth and nail to stop him going to Barca. You'd need an astronomical offer, surely.
Okay, let's hop over to Italy. Gazzetta dello Sport says AC Milan really want to keep Tammy Abraham permanently.
Ah, he's been on loan there from Roma, hasn't he?
That's right.
Yeah.
Seems he's done enough to impress them at the San Siro.
Good for him. Suggests he's settled in well, performing how they hoped. For Milan, keeping him provides that attacking continuity. For Abraham, maybe a chance to really establish himself again at a big club. Seems like a win-win, potentially.
Back to Manchester United, the Mirror is reporting Ruben Amorim, their manager, has picked his top striker target for the summer.
Oh, yeah. Who's top of the list?
Victor Osimhen from Napoli.
Osimhen. Okay, he's a proper number 9. Goal scorer.
Yep. Nigerian international. The fee mentioned is around 40 million, and apparently Chelsea have ruled themselves out of signing him.
Oh, have they? Well, that certainly helps United's chances, doesn't it? If that's true.
You'd think so. Could this be the move where they finally land that, elite striker?
He's definitely got the quality. Pace, power, finishing. He'd be a massive signing. 40 million still isn't cheap, obviously, but maybe more manageable than some other fees flying around. They'd need to be sure he fits Amorim's system, though.
Let's head to Germany quickly. Bayern Munich. Looks like they're keeping hold of one of their stars.
Okay, who's staying put?
Leroy Sane. Christian Falk's reporting he's basically set to sign a new contract.
Ah, Sane. Okay.
Which probably puts an end to any whispers about Arsenal or Liverpool maybe trying to tempt him back to the Premier League.
Yeah, you'd think so. That's big for Bayern, keeping a player like Sane. He's so important for their attack, creates so much. For Arsenal and Liverpool, guess they'll have to look elsewhere for wingers.
And Sane staying probably signals he's happy there, believes in what Bayern are doing.
Makes sense.
Right, dropping down to the championship for a moment, but with the Premier League angle. Southampton, back in the top flight.
Yep, congrats to them. Looking for a new head coach now.
Seems so. Sky Sports says Eric Ramsey is on their short list.
Eric Ramsey, the coach who was at Man United and Chelsea.
That's him. Interesting choice, right? Not managed at this level before as the main guy.
Very interesting. He's got a fantastic reputation as a coach, though. Tactically sharp, apparently brilliant on set pieces, worked in big environments. Maybe Southampton want that modern approach, someone with Premier League background, even if not as the number 1.
Could be a smart appointment if it happens. Finally, one more bit of news involving Wolves, but with a nice little bonus for Manchester City.
Oh, yeah. What's the story?
The Mirror reckons Wolves might sell Tommy Doyle this summer. Former England under-21 midfielder came through City's academy.
Okay, Doyle. He's only 23. Why is that good for City?
Because City apparently have a 50% sell-on clause.
50%? Wow.
Yeah, so whatever Wolves get for him, half goes straight back to the Etihad.
That is brilliant business from City. Just shows how those clauses can pay off down the line, even for players who move on to get game time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Smart planning from the academy and transfer teams.
Definitely.
Yeah.
A nice little unexpected windfall potentially heading their way.
So there we are. A quick tour through some of the biggest transfer rumors doing the rounds at the moment, all powered by EPLNews.org, of course.
A lot to keep an eye on.
For sure. And remember, things change fast in the transfer world. So keep checking EPLNews.org for all the latest updates and, proper analysis as things develop.
It really does change quickly. But it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? Which one of these moves, if they actually happen, do you think would shake up the Premier League the most next season?
Yeah, good question. Or maybe which one just feels the most surprising. Lots to chew on until the real deals start happening.